Suzhou, Jiangsu, China. What do you think? What comes to your mind? UNESCO World Heritage Gardens? But between the city of Suzhou and the vast Taihu Lake, there are a series of hills, among them Tianping Mountain. Tianping Mountain is noted for its scenery of maple leaves, and today we will be traveling to the mountain in mid-November when the maple leaves are in its full beauty and shape. We have just arrived off the car and you could already see the maple leaves over here. Yeah, this is a park not opposite a lake from the mountain. Already here you could also see some maple leaves in quite an abundance. There are a bunch of white ropes. These are for climbers that climb up the cliffside of the mountain. So most people just climb up the gentler slope where there are roads and trails, better for hiking than for directly climbing up the cliff. Little bush stumps. The leaves have probably all fallen off. Popular sites at a popular time just draws a lot of tourists to the region. Alright, we have just entered the scenic area after a long queue, and here we are. At the entrance there's a very beautiful scenery, a lot of the famed maple trees, and let us take a little hike up this hill. The area itself is not large actually, but it is dense packed with tourists, and this time in mid-November is the most famous because the maple leaves are in full bloom. This is the entrance of, I think, the memorial hall of I believe it's the poet. Here, I believe, is a road or trail leading up the mountain. And let's check this out. Here is some wild pathways, I guess. We will go up this road, this paved road. They have made the scenic area very compatible with tourists so that when you climb up, it won't be exhausting. You could see the entire hill from here. We're climbing up basically this ridge, I believe, and some people have made it down this cliff. climbed down this slope. Interesting. Here's a pavilion some way up the hill, built for tourists who want to rest. So this road, I believe we have reached the top of this road, and we're not far from the top of this hill. There's this small trail that leads to the top of the hill. Let's go take a small hike up this trail, and then we can reach maybe the summit, and then we can climb down the mountain. This little trail is pretty much secluded. Let's see, there's a fork. Let me see what goes on here, if it even goes on further. It's so narrow, it seems. Yeah. But the views are breathtaking. Just look. And you can see the city afar off, maybe. But let me check out the other fork. That fork veers up, I believe. Oh. Both forks seem to be relatively small and narrow. Does this climb up the hill, or does this lead anywhere else? There's a lot of sand in here. This is more like those interesting trails. So that trail was truly leading up to the summit, but it just seems too sketchy. A lot of places are like sandy and slippery, so we'll avoid that for the present. Let's see. So I've just gotten off the little trail, and it turns out that both sides of this big road leads down the mountain. So I'll take this path, and the summit seems to be a good place to visit, but the trail is just a bit too sketchy. It's quite slippery with all those sand, but still, nonetheless, we have some breathtaking views here. We could see the panorama of the entire, well, not entire, but the neighborhoods surrounding, and it may or may not be visible that there are some more hills out in the background, and this is the side of the hill ridge we're climbing. But now let's head down. The maple leaf forests seem to all be concentrated near the foot of the mountain. So let's go and see if we could see more patches of it more closely inside them. At the top of this hill, I think there's a pavilion, and I think I saw a bunch of people standing there. I believe the hiking trail I aborted leads up to the pavilion, and it's basically the summit. However, it's too sketchy for me. Such a big restaurant or food court or whatever. A lot of people. Here must be a quite popular way of climbing up the mountain. I suppose it goes up to the summit. Interesting trail. there are more of these maple leaves, but they're mostly yellow and orange. I don't know if the season is already over or if it hasn't started yet. Both are possibilities. This is the food court. You have sausages, ice cream, and other stuff, pancakes, tofu, fried chicken.
我本来想看看有没有奶茶的那边，结果它真的是一壶龙井让我泡。
And a lot of snacks and a lot of people eating here. Look at the maple leaves here. This must be like Forest Grove. Wow. The maple leaves are even redder towards the entrance, the exit. It's funny how I didn't climb up via the common way, which is basically a series of stairs that leads up to the summit. But we've made it a long way up. And here is a lot of the famed maple leaves. So we did come to see them after the hike. This lake is surrounded by a grove of maple trees, and there are a lot of people around here.
这半天了，你不是他问的谁吗？我以为对带他带个谁？好，结束了。
A comprehensive guide to the trees and leaves of this area. You get maples, oaks, and ginkgos, and as well as cypresses. And there are a lot of people crowded around. And here we come to the exit. We have left the scenic area. There we go. So this hill is really interesting. You get both maple leaves as well as quite stunning mountain scenery, I guess. Though we didn't make it to the summit, the views are still nonetheless breathtaking. Right now we are heading over to a nice restaurant in this area. If you ever come here, you can check it out. It serves Western cuisine and its location is very good, not too far from the scenic area and very scenic, and it serves very good food. This is the parking lot of the scenic area. Wow, this is a very good view of this chilly little lake and the mountains and hills nearby. We have come once again to that road between the hill and the lake. From here we can go to the restaurant. And this is the restaurant, and I'm going to have a little meal inside here. I have come to this restaurant several times already, and it is really good. This is the main entrance. You have the name card over here, and here you come in. So we have just left this restaurant, and I believe it is high time for us to depart and on a return trip. Like, comment, and share to support our channel. Subscribe for more hidden corners of the world.